Okay, good enough. Ticks were terrible until the last act, so not expecting much. It did look like I got a lot of ticks off the last. Just shy, but whatever. Fucking whatever, dude. This pack sucks. Oh my god, this is fucking infuriating to grind. First, like, I could have had this done within 8 minutes on here in, like, the first couple runs, and just once your runs start falling apart, they just don't stop. This is, like, 50 or so better than my last record, but still could be quite a bit better. You know, it's also because that fifth act is just such a fucking piece of garbage that I think I ranted about that enough in my first record, but it's just such a stonewall to your runs. Like, even here, I got really lucky that I didn't overlap the next phrase. It's kind of what it just feels like. It just feels like a crapshoot. You get this, like, general rough estimate of what your timing needs to be, but because it includes so much whammy, and especially the note that you're activating over needs to be whammied, there's just so much variance. Crazy that anything takes. Holy shit. God damn. Dude, that took like less than 40 total minutes, but this song is so fucking exhausting to grind from those second, third, and fifth acts. Holy shit. I just reviewed that last act. Star Power ended on the frame. I hit the chord back end, and somehow I didn't drop any ticks on the yellow, blue, orange triple chord. Not only that, but that fifth act was. I have to review that too. What the hell was that? Yeah, this run was actually insane. I was -8 going into the last phrase for the fifth act, and after the front end, I was -32, which sounds bad. So I lost 24 compared to the nearly ideal, but especially on this path with these other squeezes, pushing everything around that act is super fucked up. I hit the back end for that act no more than one frame from frame perfect, and Star Power ended on the next frame. But regardless, I'm almost positive those are the best ticks I've had on a successful Act 5 by far. Pretty much every other time, I'm trying to remember my older runs of this because, again, I've only done like 40 minutes or so of this song in the last 4 months since I just redid the first path on Xbox. But I'm pretty sure my ticks after the front end of Act 5 were generally in like the 60s to 80s, and 80 was like really pushing it whether I would get the squeeze. And so here I had 15, which is, rolling over the next 100. So these were like 40 higher than a decent Act 5 that I normally had, I'm pretty sure. And again, just the way I played that last act, not dropping any on that triple chord, I genuinely don't think I could have asked for a better run on this. And this is first by just over 600, which the fact that you're, in a direct sense, not getting any ticks off the last act, and again are likely to drop them on that final triple chord, fishing for the squeeze, like, that is insane. And you can get a lot in ticks on the back end of that bigger squeeze last act. So yeah, genuinely no notes. This was an incredible run. Really did not want to find my way back to this one, but after Search and Destroy, I knew I had to at least TAS this last act out. And I've tried for this squeeze in the past on like dead runs, and I'm pretty sure I never got it. I think I got very close within like a frame or two. So I knew the frame data probably wasn't going to be like insane, like 3 frames or anything, but I expected somewhere around the same as that Search and Destroy Upper Bound solo act, around like 7 to 8 frames, which, given there's 4 whammies on it, and especially that first whammy being so tied up in the Act 5 back end, I was very hesitant, even with the generous frame data, to again come back and try to pick this up. But the act was surprisingly generous at 11 frames. So once I saw that, I mean, like, again, just getting to that act is just such a pain in the ass. But I knew with that kind of frame data, like, I couldn't leave this on the table. And though I didn't even test it, at 11 frames for the nearly ideal, I'm almost sure the upper bound is possible. But it's probably, like, at most 2 to 3 frames, and with that whammy would be just about impossible. Again, Star Power ended frame perfect on the back end of this run. I don't think my whammy was amazing, especially phrase 2, and I also hit the back end a lot later than I should have, but that also contributed to not dropping ticks on the preceding triple chord. So definitely no complaints about how it turned out, but just saying that although that upper bound last is almost certainly possible, I would never go for it in a million years, and almost certainly not get it even if I did. The other act that I kind of wish I tested but didn't think about it until right after the first phrase for it in TAS is the Act 4 upper bound. I'm almost positive if it is possible, it's like frame perfect. Because just that bigger squeeze act, if I'm not like fairly locked in, I can miss that. And I can just tell trying to stretch it for another note would be absolutely insane. Again, wouldn't surprise me if it's possible, but grinding for that after Acts 2 and 3 is a joke. Regardless, I'm absolutely done with this song. Again, I genuinely cannot believe how good this run turned out. Just, wow.